Hey gang, it's JC, and this is the Daily Dose for Monday, November 5th, 2012. A combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Clayton. Great television archives up top, JC's eye candy below, and the results of our Rock and Roll poll question. Which statement best describes your feelings about the current onslaught of negative political ads on radio and TV? Boy, the crazies have really come out here in the last 48 hours. Number one answer, 53% of you said, please let me make it to Tuesday without taking a life. Number two answer, I ignore all of it. They bug me, but not that much, 11%, and only 4% said that I actually sort of like them. But a combined 85% of your responses basically say they either make me crazy to the point I want to kill, or I just ignore them in the first place, which is very interesting. It's a lot of money being spent on messages that, at least according to you guys, are not getting through. All right, this is it. Every once in a while I have a really good idea for a rock and roll poll question, and today is one of those days. I wish I was on the radio today, because this would have been really fun to hear the stories. As it turns out, all we can do is really ask the question right now, and that's because the people who run radio in St. Louis have their heads up their asses. But that's another story. I digress. Have you ever removed an opposing political bumper sticker from a stranger or neighbor's car, or a political yard sign from a stranger's or neighbor's lawn? Have you ever gone out there and yanked that thing out or scraped it off the car because it just drives you nuts? Please answer yes, no, or C, I'm doing it Tuesday night after my guy wins. Please answer down in the corner. We'll have results for you on Thursday. We update the Daily Dose on Mondays and Thursdays. And I'm always on Facebook at the Showgram with JC Corcoran. One little movie note here. I'm being shouted down by the legions of movie critics who are sending you to see Flight with Denzel Washington. And I don't really care what anybody says. I don't care how many stars they give it. I'm telling you, this movie is a mess. It's a wreck, and don't see it. It's just they couldn't decide what movie they wanted to make. 1 minute, it's this very heavy-handed, preachy thing, and the next minute, John Goodman is providing comic relief. And he's great, by the way. It's just that the two movies don't mix. You have characters wandering in, wandering out. One character just disappears, and they don't even refer to this person anymore. The opening minutes, the flying upside down, that scene has captured a lot of people, but the movie as a whole is just a total wreck. And again, we are highly recommending Argo, and also the documentary Searching for Sugar Man, coming soon. We're going to tell you about Lincoln, which we saw the other day, and also Hitchcock, which we saw on Friday. This is that time of year where all the good stuff starts coming up. Totally random website for you today. I love this. It's called tankonempty.com. Tankonempty.com. And it collects data to show you how many more miles your make and model can actually go once the gasoline light comes on the dashboard. I love that. Ever wonder how much stand-up comedians make? And I'm not talking about Seinfeld, who makes like $20 million a year. I'm just talking like the schlub who wanders into the Funny Bone on the weekend. The answer is not much. For example, one guy lists here the fact that the major part of his income came from his part-time job working for a law firm during the day. One night at Go Bananas, that's a club in Cincinnati, for example, they paid him $2,700. I remember when Jay Leno, this was 20 years ago, when Jay Leno came in to play the Westport Playhouse, and he made $15,000, because I was there when they gave him the check and I saw it. But $2,700 to play a club in Cincinnati 20 years later. The problem is those gigs oftentimes are few and far between, and a lot of these salaries for stand-up comedians about $35,000 a year. Very important that you marry into a very, very wealthy family if you're going to be doing a stand-up doing stand-up comedy. By the way, if you're doing a bit part in a movie, that's about $2,500, and a lot of comedians get those too. While everybody else in New York City is fighting for every last drop of gasoline they can get, Donald Trump made a deal with a BP station in Yonkers to fill up his 18 Celebrity Apprentice vehicles. Everybody's standing in gas lines, and Donald Trump is like ding, ding, ding. Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban says he'll donate $1 million to the charity of Donald Trump's choice if the Don shaves his head. Come on, Don. Don't let us down. And you all saw those photoshopped pictures of the house that's flooded on the Jersey Shore and a shark swimming by. It was phony. Somebody got an idea. They're already making a movie called Sharknado. The combination of a shark and a tornado. Speaking of movies, John Cusack is developing a moving picture, one of those talkies, about Rush Limbaugh. I'm on board. What do I got to do? 57 years ago today, 1955, the first FM stereo broadcast was made. Something tells me they were playing your favorites from the 70s, 80s, and today with less talk and fewer interruptions. Daylight savings time gave you an hour extra over the weekend. I hope you did something good with it. Michelle Obama bench pressed an F-150. Paul Ryan ran 6.5 marathons with that extra hour. The people of Ohio had one more hour of believing that they are the most important people on earth, and the press found 42 different ways to say that this election is too close to call. By the way, after you vote tomorrow, are you going to tell your coworkers how you voted? According to a new survey, 37% of men, 31% of women actually say yes, they do. The main reason people don't tell coworkers is because they correctly believe that politics should be kept out of the office. All right. So there's people who get paid a lot of money to be political pundits and know a lot more about this stuff than I do. But I have compiled my own information for what it's worth. Here's what I think. I think that the whole goddamn thing starts too early and runs too long. It is turning people off to the political process. Also, the way the Supreme Court ruled, I guess it was about 2 years ago now, Citizens United, the elections are being taken out of the hands of the American public and placed into the grubby little paws of people with big, big money and huge corporations and stuff like that, and that is wrong. If we're going to be a democracy, then let's be a democracy. I think it should be against the law to lie in a political ad. You know, it's against the law to lie about somebody in public. You know, I mean, if you're just doing it around the office, that's not what I'm talking about, or even on social media. But if you publish something, in other words, if you put it in print, or you go on television or radio and you say something that is a lie about another person, that person can sue you. And for some reason, those laws of reason don't seem to apply to the political process. Make it illegal to lie about somebody in a political ad, and you'll see all of this go away. It seems like the simplest of all ideas. I don't know why anybody else hasn't thought of this. I agree with Newt Gingrich, and you don't hear me say that very often, but I think that CNN's Jonathan King was a complete schlub for asking Newt that question about the open marriage to kick off the CNN version of the presidential debate. The class of this whole thing has been Michelle Obama and Ann Romney. And Ann Romney, the last couple of days, it's my understanding she hasn't felt well. Of course, she's, you know, not the healthiest person to begin with. But she's conducted herself with style and grace, so has the First Lady. And, you know, while all that's going on, you have one whole wing of the Republican Party, basically the whole thing with women. Oh. All right. There's been almost no discussion of foreign affairs. You've got new leaders going in places like China, and you've got our economy is sort of endlessly wired and intertangled with the European nations, and nobody's even talking about that. Instead, we're talking about partial birth abortion and whether women should. All right. See, when I start rubbing my face like this, it's not a good sign. I think Obama wins, and I think he wins big, by the way. I don't think this is even going to be close in the Electoral College. Can't make any guarantees about the popular vote, but I think the Electoral College, I think he'll win by maybe as many as maybe 30, maybe even 40 Electoral College votes. We'll see what happens. I think Claire wins, I think Costa wins, and you don't really care what I think, do you? All right, JC's Eye Candy today. I thought I'd just throw something up completely random. In recent years, the image of Jesus, or the image that some people have believed is Jesus, they have imagined, has appeared on everything from the back of a road sign to a piece of toast. Well, this one sort of takes the cake, or the pork, as the case may be. Please look at it. It's right below what you're looking at right now, JC's Eye Candy. As I said, we update the Daily Dose on Mondays and Thursdays. We're on Facebook all the time at the Showgram with J.C. Corcoran. Answer our rock and roll poll question. Have you ever taken down a yard sign or scraped off a bumper sticker from a car because you didn't like it? You just got tired of looking at it. Please answer down in the corner. I can't wait for this answer. I'll tell you my answer on Thursday, by the way. And that's it, the Daily Dose for Monday, November 5, 2012. A combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Clayton. Don't forget to vote. And I'll tell you why I'm not as mad at people who don't vote anymore on Thursday, okay? But in the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.